Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. And if you celebrate it, Merry Christmas. It is Christmas today, as you can see by my shirt, kind of, sort of, maybe, if you're looking at it. So today we're talking about Season 1, Episode, what are we on? Episode 13? There we go, of Jujutsu Kaisen. And we get a bit of Nanemi's background. We get to see the domain created by Frankenstein Curse Mr. Mojito, his name is. And we get to see Itadori be kind of a badass. Sukuna saves the day yet again. And we get a preview for what's finally going to happen next episode. And I feel like this is finally kind of the starting point, if that makes sense. So, like, this arc is pretty much ending with this episode, and then we are going to be getting into a new arc for the foreseeable future for the next, probably the rest of the season, most likely, based on where we're at right now. So, let's talk about Nanemi's background. So, Nanemi, like a lot of people, he doesn't feel like he has a purpose in life. So, he's just kind of, going through life. And the reason we found out that he, got rid of becoming a Jujutsu sorcerer, or I should say left the Jujutsu sorcerers, is because he wanted more money. Yes, technically it was gratifying. People were thanking him, but at the same time, he was looking for more money. So he basically became like a stockbroker where he was making wealthy people wealthier. And his entire life was basically on autopilot. Kind of up until this point. So he was just, going about his day every single day. He ate the same sandwich every single day. He went to this new bakery for them to make the sandwich, and he was kind of harsh to the woman at the bakery station. She actually had a, what do they call them, an egghead sitting on her shoulder, which eggheads don't really cause that many problems, something along the lines of you won't be able to sleep very well. Something along those lines, but he basically did nothing about it. He went in there every day for several days. She always said, "Thank you, come again." He always came back. He was always kind of like cold-hearted. He wasn't really mean necessarily, but he was definitely kind of, a cold shoulder type of person. Didn't say you're welcome when the woman told him thank you over and over again. And eventually he came to the realization that while, yes, technically he is making more money and living, it is more fulfilling to become a Jujutsu sorcerer, and if you end up sacrificing yourself in the process, because he didn't want to die, because obviously nobody wants to die. Who wants to die? Nobody wants to die. Curses don't want to die. People don't want to die. The only people that wanted to die in this episode were the deformed humans that Mojito made, but we'll get into that briefly. And he didn't want to die, and that's basically what it was. He's not able to create a domain. How Gojo was able to create that crazy infinite domain where he was able to wreck that curse very easily. This is the one thing Gojo is unable to do. And the curse, Mojito, actually creates a domain, and that's where, we kind of see Nanemi go through what is his past several years, what's been going on with his life, and accepting the fact that he is about to die. However, something interesting that we learned about domains is they are meant to keep people in, they aren't meant to keep people out. So how Mojito's domain works is it's actually kind of small. It's like this giant dark sphere, and he was actually thanking Nanemi and Itadori for finally having the ability to do it. And his is basically hands everywhere. The entire domain is just his hands, so he can touch anybody, anywhere, shaped into whatever he wants. And ultimately, Nanemi realizes he's literally standing in the palm of his hand, and he's going to die. However, then Itadori comes smashing through, and we learn that it's not that hard to get into domains. So they can go into domains fairly easily. You can't get out of domains that easily. They're meant to trap people in, not keep people out. So Itadori was able to smash through it, get into it, and because Itadori's soul and Sukuna's soul are basically sharing the same body, when the hand touches Itadori, it ends up touching Sukuna as well. He is not happy about that, and ends up saving the day for both of them, cutting Mojito very deeply, and Mojito ends up having to retreat. He does some sort of giant body thing. Itadori, gives him a huge punch, but it's basically like popping a balloon where there's like half a second of satisfaction, but you realize you haven't hit something heavy. And that causes Itadori to realize it's a distraction, and he ends up getting away for the foreseeable future, and I'm sure he will get stronger as we go on. Itadori kind of had an epiphany in this episode as well, because he had to choose when he was getting humans that were morphed into curses attack him. One of them actually said, "Kill me, please." And I mean, if I was transformed into a giant crazy monster and being used against my will, I would want somebody to kill me too. Either fix me or kill me. Either or. And he kind of accepted that fact that these people deserve they deserve death, because that's what they want. They're stuck. There's nothing more they can do. They're being used against their will, and they just want to die. And that's what Itadori decided. Okay, I'm going to give them the satisfaction of death, of dying, because that's what they truly want. So he finally was able to kill a human, even though it wasn't really a human. Technically, yes, it's a disformed human that's turned into a curse, but it's no longer, I don't consider it a person anymore. I consider it some sort of monstrosity that only wishes death upon itself. And that's where we're going to kind of leave that whole situation. So he gets away. Itadori gets really mad. He wants to get stronger to be able to face him again and kill him, because obviously the ultimate goal was to kill Mahito, which didn't happen. He was able to escape. Next episode, going into it, what we're going to see is the schools finally meeting, the tournament, them fighting. We'll finally get to see Fujigiri again. We'll get to see Kujisaki again. And Itadori is finally going to meet up with them after so many episodes of them thinking they died. There was kind of a nice little heartfelt moment where Fujigiri was making meatballs that Itadori taught him how to make. And he was like, yeah, he taught me how to make it. And then Kurosaki, yeah, tongue-tied, said that she was like, wow, this is kind of like his legacy, because he's dead. Because, I mean, everybody thinks he's dead. The only people that know he's alive is Gojo and Anemi at this point in time, and probably some of the higher-up officials as well. But everybody still thinks he's dead, and that's going to be a mighty surprise when he shows back up and he's stronger than ever. What's interesting, though, is the only person that Sukuna doesn't care if they live or die is actually interested in is Fujiguro. And I don't know why he's so interested in Fujiguro. We know from a previous episode where they actually met that he has some sort of higher power that he's not tapping into or unable to tap into at this time. So we're going to have to wait and see how that whole situation plays out. Mahito really wants to kill Itadori, but he realizes he can't, and it's going to be impossible for him to kill Itadori, because if he tries to touch his soul, Sukuna is just going to show up and kill him. I don't know why Sukuna didn't instantly kill him. Maybe Sukuna is interested in hearing more of their plan. That's my guess, is, Sukuna wants to hear more of their plan to make curses take over the entire world. That's probably the only reason he probably, that was like a critical hit, basically. So it wasn't something that was going to kill him, but it was something where he was so badly injured he had to retreat, or he was going to die, and that's what he did. Ultimately, he ended up retreating. So next episode, look forward to Itadori reuniting with his classmates, the exchange of schools, and there's probably going to be like some sort of giant Dragon Ball Z style tournament happening, is my guess as well. I think that pretty much sums up the gist of this episode. Really good episode overall. Enjoyed the fighting. Didn't enjoy it as much as the season finale, or series finale, I should say, of Akudama Drive. But overall, great episode. Going to give this one 9 out of 10. We'll say 9 out of 10. Definitely not a 10 out of 10 yet. I'm sure we'll get to a 10 out of 10 this season at some point in time. Great episode. Highly recommend. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, turn on that notification bell so you can check out my future videos. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.